So I've just taken delivery of this box, which contains Repro 39 pattern webbing. So let's open it up and take a look.
What Price Glory sell this as a set, which includes everything except for the L straps and extension straps for £124. The L straps are an extra £30 and the extension straps are priced at £30 also. 39 pattern came into being shortly after the outbreak of war. Seeking inspiration from the 14 pattern equipment, which had saw extensive service during World War I, especially with the Kitchener battalions, 39 pattern was to be produced to equip new units for home service. As the war ground on well into 1943, the Home Guard was still using 39 pattern basic pouches to stow Sten magazines as seen here. The parcel from What Price Glory, as ever, arrived in good time. The items were well packaged and all present and correct. The finish on most of the leather items looked good and faithful to the original items. In 1939, saddlers and leather workers took up the slack in production, turning out thousands of sets of 39 pattern, all for the war effort. There were few companies with the machinery and capability to produce 37 pattern webbing, but in short time companies rose to the challenge, such as Martin Wright & Sons in Loughborough, who during the war turned their production to making 37 pattern webbing for the war effort. Nowadays, Martin Wright & Sons are still in business and manufacture items for the military. 39 pattern was only ever meant to be a temporary measure, or emergency measure if you wish, plugging the gap until production of 37 pattern could keep up with the demand. The demand was there as thousands of men were being called up from the reserve, and with conscription being brought in through the National Service Armed Forces Act, there were hundreds of thousands of men requiring equipment.
So far, I'm really pleased with this set of 39 pattern. It's actually quite hard to believe it's reproduction, but it's very good quality. I've put it together and tried it on very briefly, and it fits well. What I'm going to do, however, is I've taken all the metal work and sort of clasp off the waist belt, and I'm going to treat the leather with this. This is called Cocho line, and this is a leather dressing. It's using saddlery and so forth, and that will help rejuvenate the leather because it's quite dry. So we're just going to supple it up a bit, and it will also give it a little bit more longevity as well for the leather and help protect the set in the future. So let's get cracking.
I applied a liberal coating of Cocho line to the equipment set, applying it with a cloth and leaving to dry overnight. Any excess was wiped off with a clean cloth. It is wise to dress leatherwork on a regular basis to keep it supple and save it from cracking or snapping. Some of the leatherwork came up nicely, but other items did not, which has prompted me to purchase some leather dye, which I shall use in the future and feature in a follow-up video to help achieve a uniform finish. I was rather pleased, however, with how the pouches turned out.
So it's rigged up here in what's called Field Service Marching Order, which is complete with valise and haversack. So we have the valise on the back and we have the haversack on the sides. So just to go through a bit of that terminology, the valise is what is kind of better known nowadays as the large pack, and the haversack is the small pack. So we can see the two basic pouches on the front here with the L straps over the top. You'll notice the difference in colour with the belt. Now, one thing I have to say is I'm not very impressed with the belt. The belt seems to be made of different leather than the rest of the equipment. So this belt is smooth leather, whereas the rest of it is a kind of rippled leather, which is much more authentic to the original item. Spinning the mannequin around, you can see the water bottle here. It's worth picking up on this point because the water bottle cradles, typically for 37 pattern, reproduction ones in particular, they tend to be quite tight when you get the water bottle in. So I've popped this water bottle in and it's gone in nice and snug, which is great. So it's a good fit. When working our way around, you can see on the back quite a dramatic colour change. So interesting thing about 39 pattern is they decided it would just be wholly impractical to make a valise or a haversack out of leather. So they just stuck with the webbing 37 pattern valise and haversack. And as you can see, the support straps on here are leather, And also we have, of course, the leather L-straps as well underneath there. And finally, just looking at the side, you can see the Haversack here, packed out with all the period authentic items. So we're looking very late 1940, very early 41. So this is rigged up, as I've said, in field service marching order. This is the soldier carrying everything on his back. So there we go, the 39 pattern leather equipment set, courtesy of What Price Glory. And it's a very good reproduction set. And I'm really looking forward to getting an impression together to take it out for an event one day. I'll post some photos soon. But for now, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, share and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. The link's in our description. And of course, you can always send us a PayPal donation or buy us a coffee, as they call it. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. You'll get a notification whenever we go live or post a new video. Until next time, keep history alive.